I'm Tracy Bingaman. I'm a full-time working mom of 5 who got sick, burned out, quit my job, and now I teach women how to mom smarter, not harder. The pressures of modern motherhood are intense. You're a busy working mom juggling all the balls and living in fear of dropping the exact wrong one. Here you'll find the tools you've been searching for to confidently prioritize your life and optimize your ability to rock all the hats that you choose to wear. I'll show you how to break through your limiting beliefs so you'll have more time and more money than you know what to do with. Because even in the busiest seasons of life, you can grow to master your money, own your time, and be the mom with all the margin. This is Fulfilled as a Mom. All right, welcome back to Fulfilled as a Mom. We are in our coaching series, and today we're talking about common objections, questions, and quandaries regarding life coaching. So as we talk about life coaching, there are some things that come up and they say, hey, I have these questions regarding life coaching. The number one question, or I guess the number one concern or reservation, is often about cost. So yes, like all things in life coaching costs money. That money helps to compensate your coach so that they can do things like produce free content like this podcast. And I think when you're investing in things like that, it's good to call it just that. It's an investment in you, in your future, in creating the life that you really want to be living. And certainly it does cost money. And so does food, and so does gas, and so does insurance, and so does housing. And those are important things in your life that you have chosen to prioritize. So life coaching is you kind of putting a stake in the ground and saying, hey, I think this is valuable. I think it's valuable to create the life that I want to lead, and I'm willing to invest in myself. So one of the other common objections is that it's going to take time. So in your life, you have a limited amount of time and you want to spend it wisely. I get that. I am also super busy. And so you're saying, hey, my life is packed to the gills. Like, am I going to have time to invest and to really pour into this coaching and be able to change my life as a result? And the only person who knows the answer to that question is you. So if you're willing to commit the time and to cut other things out of your life that really aren't serving you, aren't changing your life, aren't moving you forward towards your goals, you can almost always find time to invest in things that matter. And that decision to spend time on yourself and to spend time investing in your future and learning and growing, you are the one that gets to make that decision. And you also can cut out other things that aren't serving you in order to make time. And I think the other thing that people think about when they think about life coaching is that mediocrity, or the way that things are, the known, it's actually not that scary because it's where we've been living. So we get comfortable in that mediocre middle and we say like, well, things are pretty good. Like they could be so much worse. And when we're starting to think about investing in ourselves or in our futures, there's this little voice inside our head that says like, well, what if you do that and you fail? Busy working mom. I used to wear it like a badge of honor. Then I realized that I was drowning in to-dos and running around like a lunatic, all because this key piece was missing. I wasn't clear on what my deeply held values were. And when everything's important, nothing is important. Now that I've done the work and figured out what I value most, it makes life so much easier. Those core values serve as the compass for the direction of my life, and they inform my heck yes and my hell no responses to each and every opportunity. I've taken the process to curate core values and boiled it down into 3 simple steps. I've laid out the exact process to gain clarity so you can start applying your deeply held values to day-to-day life. To start living a purpose-driven life full of what you love and void of all that other shit, download your core value curator today. The link's waiting for you in the show notes. What if you do that and you decide that you want to change your life? And then by saying that, it's the opportunity for failure exists because you're saying, hey, I don't want things to continue the way that they have been, and I'm going to try to change my life. And with that possibility, there exists the opportunity for great success and also the opportunity for failure. But I would challenge you to say, hey, is staying where I am, is continuing with the status quo, is that a success or is that a failure of its own kind where you're just saying, hey, I'm just staying where I am, and by not taking any chances, like everything's okay. I'm not going to rock the boat. I'm not going to try to earn more or change my life or spend more time or be more present or any of these things that like, Tracy, you keep talking about and sound so great, but like, what if I try and I'm on this quest to be a more present mom and I feel like, well, that's harder and like it might not work out the way that I want. But I think that staying where you are and not trying to create life change in your life is its own kind of failure. If you're being complacent and you're not really saying, hey, I'm going to push myself, I'm going to get some accountability, and I'm going to change my life. And so the other thing, so you're paying for advice and this life-changing accountability partner who is going to say, hey, you said you wanted to do these things. You said you want to change in this way. It's been a week. We gave you some homework. Like, how's it going? And then you have to answer for that, not only to yourself, because it is ultimately your life and you're the only one that you have to answer to on this earth that is a human being. But there's someone else who's saying, hey, I love you enough to say like, well, it doesn't seem like you're putting in the work, or it doesn't seem like you really want to change in this way because you're not doing it. And it's not all like sunshine and rainbows and everything just gets magically better because you invested in a life coach. Like, it takes work. And so if you're not willing to put in the work, if you're not willing to pay for it, if you're not willing to put in the time, and if you're not willing to be vulnerable with your true self and say, hey, this is what I want my life to look like, it's honestly probably not a good investment, which my business coach would say, like, that's a terrible sales pitch. But truly, if you're going to work with me, I want you to have a life-changing experience. And I try to underpromise and overdeliver. So if that's what I'm saying here, imagine how different your life could be if you got over these reservations and said, hey, I matter and my future is worthy of this investment of my time and my money and my energy because I'm willing to face the failure of trying something new instead of saying, hey, I'm just going to be complacent and stay stuck where I am. If you have other questions or quandaries or reservations about investing in life coaching, or you just need a personalized pep talk, send me an email, hello@fulfilledasamom.com, DM me on Instagram. You can find a ton of information about life coaching on my website, tracybingaman.com. And whether I'm the life coach for you or not, this is a field that is growing. You're going to be hearing a ton about it. And it should at the very least give you pause and say, hey, what can I do to make my life better? Even if it's listening to this show. So I'm so glad that you're here and that you're taking steps to learn more about this field, to learn more about changing your future, and to becoming more fulfilled as a mom. I'm doing a victory dance right now because you did it. You took the time to tune in, to reach for a better life, and to take care of you. Did our time together go by way too fast for anyone else? Head to fulfilledasamom.com for show notes and all the discount codes from today's show. You now have the tools and knowledge to change your life. Go blaze your trail, take that step, make the shift, and do the work to create fulfillment in your life today.